Hello, welcome to Polyphonic Press. My name is Jeremy Boyd, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new album by Soundgarden entitled King Animal. Here we go. Now, if you were to compare the grunge movement of the early 90s to the British invasion of the early 60s, you might start to see some similarities. Nirvana is kind of like the Beatles. They're arguably the most popular band of the movement, but they were around for the shortest amount of time. Pearl Jam is kind of like the Rolling Stones. They really just kind of kept going without any signs of slowing down. And Soundgarden are kind of like the Who. They kept going for a little longer, but ultimately fizzled out. But ultimately made their triumphant return, which brings us to this album, King Animal. This is their first album since 1996, and it really sounds like they picked up right where they left off. And this album starts off with a song called Been Away Too Long. It's really a great driving rock and roll song. It's got some really fantastic guitar work, and the guitar solo in particular was really interesting because it kind of deviates a little from the overall feel of the song, but really still fits in there nicely. And the bridge is this kind of spoken word type of thing, and the lyrics are pretty obvious. It's about the band, making their return, and it really, you can tell that it feels right for them, and this kind of feels natural, and they are doing it for the right reasons. The song By Crooked Steps starts off with this weird kind of lo-fi kind of sound, but ultimately explodes into the main riff of the song, and it's really another great rocker. Really, the riff kind of reminds me of like Led Zeppelin or something like that, although with some really heavier guitars. It is a great breakdown in the middle of the song that almost stops completely and then builds back up into the song, really sort of driving home that great feel of the song. The song Bones of Birds is a bit of a slower song, although it does use heavy electric guitars. The song really does harken back to the mid-90s kind of alternative sound before it really became watered down and commercialized. It really became a cliche for a couple years there back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Really the only thing that keeps this song from sounding like that is knowing these guys really had that sound first, and they were the part of the original ones who cultivated this sound and really made it their own. The song Black Saturday is another slower song, although this time it does use an acoustic guitar. It has a sort of earthy, organic feel, and it uses a tabla, which is like an Indian drum, an Indian instrument. It's really the only Indian instrument in the song, but it gives it a feel that, it comes from like the rural South or something like that, before exploding into more of a rock feel. It really is kind of contrast, and the first part of the song is different than the second part of the song, but it builds up slowly, so you barely notice that it's happening. One cool thing about this song too is towards the end it features the stabs playing on the trumpet, and it really fits the song nicely, and you kind of don't really notice it's there until you really realize it. It's kind of an odd sound, but it somehow still works. The song Worst Dreams sort of starts out with this swarm of noise playing on electric guitars before exploding into another kind of Led Zeppelin sort of riff. The bass and drum groove is really locked in tight with each other. This is definitely a highlight for me, and like I said, it kind of sounds like Led Zeppelin, but it still sounds like Soundgarden somehow. They sort of take that Led Zeppelin edge and put it into their own mix, and really creating their own stew of sound. The album closes with a song called Brewing, and although it uses heavy electric guitars, the melody and the feel of the song, of the rhythm, it feels like something that would be sung in like an old cotton field by the slaves. It has that old folksy, bluesy kind of feel. Now, I like this song because it was different, but it still has the spirit of the album and really the spirit of the band as well. The production is pretty slick, pretty professional, although it's not overproduced either. It's not lo-fi, but it's not over the top either. They really found a happy medium with the production being clean but not too clean. I like this album. It's a great rock record. Again, it's a Saturday night record. I think it'll hold up for a long time. The songs and the sounds are pretty timeless. They really feel like they could have been recorded at any time. And like I said, it feels like this band really picked up where they left off without any hitches or anything like that. Although they haven't been together for like 17 years, it really feels like they could have just picked up yesterday. It has a fresh feel, and it feels natural to be with these guys. I like this album, so I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So anyway, that's what I thought about the album. Let me know what you guys think in the comments or with a video response. And if you'd like to suggest an album for me to review, please leave that in the comments as well, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.